Good morning.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode. Now, as you guys know, me and Holly recently moved to Australia and we work at Sunreef on Mooloolaba. Now, one of the great advantages of living here and working here is we get to dive at a really famous shipwreck. What's it called, Holly?
We get to go and dive the Ex-HMAS Brisbane, which is full of life, full of things to see, lots of really cool stuff on this wreck, and it was sunk about 17 years ago.
Yeah, it's full of life, normally eagle rays, sometimes you get loggerhead turtles if we're lucky, and even Holly's even had a shark on it. But it's a really iconic shipwreck. It's one of the most famous shipwrecks in all of Australia. You guys can enjoy this. Let's go in and dive with Sunreef, the famous
Ex-HMAS Brisbane.
Perfect, let's go.
On the way out too, we're going to play a safety briefing just over the sound system, if you can pay attention to that and watch as we... Do you want all lines off?
Well, we have to leave the dock, don't we?
Well, I didn't know if you wanted it order. Take off! Come on! As long as you guys are doing your little bum push out for me, there's you.
You got this, Dan.
Stern lines off.
You pushing out?
Yeah.
You do a hop, skip, jump.
Maybe I just want the you have the short one to it.
Yeah.
Whoa. End up on the wreck rather than down in the sand. There's not too much to see in the sand, so there's no point going down the dip on the whole one.
Live your life within the moment. And don't go wait until the morning. You never know when it is over. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this side away.
Welcome to the Ex-HMAS Brisbane, one of the most popular shipwrecks in all of Australia, and you guys are about to find out as we come across two bannerfish eating a little jelly. Now, as we start moving along the wreck, you can see Holly is arriving on the transit line with her divers. So as we normally dive this wreck, as we come down the mooring to the transit line, and this brings us to the wreck. Especially if current's running, it makes it nice and easy for the divers to arrive on this incredible wreck dive. Now you can see everyone's really excited to arrive on the wreck. Luckily today, we don't have too much current, so we're able to freely move around this incredible dive site. Now as we move to the stern, we come across the huge guns. Now this ship, an ex-Royal Australian Navy vessel, has a guided missile destroyer. It has two massive guns, one on the stern and one on the bow. Now, as we're moving across the stern, you can see the scale of this gun. It is ginormous. And with the wreck being down for so long, it is coralized and full of marine life. You guys are going to see that throughout this dive. Now we arrive to the missile silo. Now this is where the missiles would sit on top on the rotation, where the cylinder would spin round so they could position the guided missiles for their striking location. And you can see the sheer size of it. It is huge. Now Holly shouted out that she's seen a shark. Of course, I was going to have a look, but I couldn't see it. Johnny drops down into the silo. And this is a great way to drop to the stern as well. And you get some wicked marine life inside the wreck as well. Now we are going to do another video where we're going to do just solely on the inside of the wreck, which is mind-blowing. You can spend a full 60 minutes easily, and also multiple dives inside the wreck without a problem. There's so much to explore in the inside, especially in the engine rooms, which I love going into. So definitely stick around and subscribe so you don't miss that video. Now, as you can see, we have lionfish and butter bream all inside the wreck just now. And as you see, you look up in the hatches and there's eagle rays gliding above the wreck as well. It is so cool. And here comes Holly and Johnny up onto the wreck, and you'll hear Holly's reaction.
Oh my god!
Look at that, 3 eagle rays just gliding. Now, a group of eagle rays, it's called a fever, and they're just sitting there relaxing in the current. As we drop down onto the stern, we come across a big loggerhead turtle. Now, sometimes we drop onto the stern as well. There's sometimes bull rays. I've even had sharks down there. You just never know what you're going to get on this wreck. And then we pop back up to the stern gun, and it just gives you that awesome scale of the ship, that this ship would have been a real force to be reckoned with when it was out on patrol. It served during the Gulf War as well. Now, as we continue moving around the wreck, we come into the control room. This is near the bow of the ship. This panel here is where the crew would actually launch the missiles. So it's really cool to come through. Now, on the other side of it, I didn't really show it, but I'll do that in another video where you'll get to see the whole control panels and stations in there, which are so cool. It was just a bit dark because I didn't have my main video lights at the time. And as you move across to the bow, you see Trevally. There's normally schools of barracuda, there's kingfish, there's normally eagle rays here as well. There's just so much life, and if you look in the nooks and crannies, you also come across octopus a lot of the time. And also, be wary, there's a lot of stonefish on this wreck as well. But here we come up, as I said, eagle rays are very common on the bow, and especially if you dive in the winter months on the wreck, you'll have whales on the surface interval, humpback whales, and you'll hear them sing. Now, I even had a time where I was actually on the dive, where I'd gone in the wreck, and apparently 2 humpback whales swam over the top of the wreck when I was inside it. So definitely keep your eyes peeled, especially in winter. You might get lucky on the wreck and have a humpback whale cruising across it as well. But this wreck, because we do currents on it, there's so much marine life, especially the rays. They're always out on the wreck when there's current flowing. And here we are moving across the bow gun now. Now, as I said, we've got 2 massive guns on this ship, and normally if you look around underneath them, you'll find an octopus kicking around. But my favourite area of the wreck, the area I really enjoy the most, is actually the safety stop, right at the top of the stacks. As you can see, Holly's coming around with her divers. Right at the top of the stacks is full of life. This is normally where we get schools of trevally, jacks, barracuda, as I said, coming through, but most commonly butter bream. And when I mean butter bream, I mean thousands and thousands of them. It's so cool, and you guys are going to see that in just a moment. You can see them sitting in the stack, and this is actually a stack you can drop down into the engine rooms, which is really cool. But just look around the stack. You're sitting here doing your safety stop, surrounded by fish. And it's not just butter bream, there's normally school sergeant major, there's normally doctor fish, surgeon fish, blue tangs, and even stonefish kicking around. So much marine life. This wreck is spectacular. It's been down since 2005, 17 years. You can see it's been fully coralised. It's an iconic shipwreck on the Sunshine Coast at Mooloolaba. And of course, when you come out and dive this wreck, you want to come out and dive with Sunreef, who me and Holly both work with, so you'll get a chance to dive with us as well. But it's worthwhile the journey. But as always guys, I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of this dive. Stay safe, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and we'll see you next video, including night dives in this wreck, sunrise dives, and also a tour inside the wreck. As always guys, stay safe and dive often.